"Do you like strawberry flavor?" I asked in my still imperfect French, offering candy to a European girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. Suddenly, the previously sullen girl's eyes lit up and she nodded. I didn't know at the time that meeting this adorable girl would change my life. I'm Kevin Williams, 38 years old. Back when I attended a high school in the US, due to the recent economic downturn, the company my father worked at was struggling. There were no bonuses, and the salaries were cut. Being the eldest of 3 siblings, to help out with the household, I started working at a major apparel shop branch after high school. My grades were decent, so my classmates were surprised when I chose not to pursue higher education. I had only discussed my circumstances with a few close friends and my class teacher. I had vague dreams about the future and thought it was better than just going to college aimlessly. After high school, I got a job successfully, but with busy days and job changes, I couldn't meet my friends. 20 years after graduating from high school, I got a call from my mom about a class reunion. Over the phone, my mom asked,
"What will you do? Shall I mark you as absent again?"
I replied while looking at my schedule, "No, I'll attend this time. I have a bit of availability now."
"Oh, good. Please visit home once in a while."
Realizing that it's been a while since I visited home, I said, "All right, I'll visit. Can you please mark me as attending?" With that, I ended the call. I immediately started adjusting my schedule. It's my first reunion. With this thought, I was excited about meeting everyone again. On the day of the reunion, I arrived at a luxury hotel in my hometown and registered at the reunion venue. When I marked my name on the roster, 2 women at the registration desk shared. Then one woman approached me.
Kevin Williams. Do you remember me? I'm Christine.
Searching my memory, a short-haired woman with a radiant smile came to mind. "Wait, are you, Christine, the captain of the volleyball team? So, the one next to you is Susan." Susan nodded happily.
Correct. Long time no see, Steve. I've heard the rumors. You seem busy. Enjoy today.
"Thank you. I will." Susan was the manager of the boys' basketball team, and our not-so-spacious high school gym was shared between the boys' basketball team and the girls' volleyball team. Though they were supposed to get along well, there were occasional disputes between the basketball team captain and the volleyball team captain, Christine, over the use of the gym. Every time, it was Susan who would always mediate between them. Initially, they were just 2 classmates, but the strong-willed Christine and the gentle-mannered Susan became a good team. Seeing them like that, it seemed they remained good friends even after graduation. I opened the door and entered the large hall venue. A large crowd of people had gathered inside. Seeing my classmates who somewhat resembled their old selves but had completely grown up, my brain was running full tilt trying to match names to faces. Then, a man walked towards me with an unpleasant smirk. I immediately recognized who the man was from that smirk. It was Mike. Mike spoke to me.
"It's been a while, Kevin. Finally showing your face at the reunion. Were you too embarrassed to come before because you only have a high school diploma?"
"Mike, it's been a while." Mike was the same as ever. Back in high school, he unilaterally viewed me as an enemy, acting out in frustration whenever he ranked lower than me, and if he was higher, he would have that same condescending smirk. I didn't really know the reason he viewed me as an enemy, but I didn't like this guy.
"While you've been scrapping by, I graduated from college and became a department head. What about you?"
"I don't have a title like that." At my words, Mike laughed scornfully.
"Man, not having any title at your age is pretty bad."
"No, it's not like that." As I started to speak, Christine and Susan, who had finished their receptionist duties, entered the venue. Seeing the situation between Mike and me, Christine spoke up.
Mike, didn't you know?
"What are you talking about?"
Mike responded grumpily, and then Susan spoke.
Kevin has been working overseas. That's why he couldn't attend the reunions.
Overseas?
I continued the conversation. At first, I went overseas as a nanny. Oh, a nanny is like a dedicated babysitter. But the kid grew up, and now I'm doing management for her. It all started one day just after I turned 20. I noticed a foreign family visiting the apparel store where I worked. A couple and a little girl who seemed to be in kindergarten. All three were strikingly good looking. It was mesmerizing, but the little girl was fussy and in a bad mood. I couldn't understand everything because they were speaking French, but the girl seemed to be telling her parents she was hungry. The parents seemed to want to shop, but were troubled by their daughter's fussiness. I approached the girl and offered her a candy with the store's logo that was by the cash register. I asked the girl in imperfect French, "Do you like strawberry flavor?" Then, the little girl's eyes lit up, and she nodded. In fact, there are many embassies in this area, and it is frequented by many foreign tourists. So, inevitably, I had to be able to speak French. I was good at French, but I felt it was still insufficient. So to facilitate my work, I was attending French conversation classes twice a week. The little girl perked up when she put the candy in her mouth and gave me a hug, saying, "Thank you." The girl's parents also expressed their joy to me.
Thank you. It seems you can speak French. Could you please keep my daughter company for a while and help her choose a dress? We want her to wear it for the dinner party at the embassy tonight.
I was surprised at the mention of the embassy, but agreed. Holding the girl's hand, I headed to the kids' section. While choosing clothes, the girl told me various things about herself. Her name is Chloe, 5 years old. Apparently, her parents are models. No wonder they are such a good-looking couple. The Chloe's family had sushi for lunch, but Chloe wasn't used to the taste of raw fish and apparently didn't eat much, so she got hungry quickly. I suggested to Chloe, "This is a department store, so there are delicious cafes and burger joints. How about we try one later?" Chloe's eyes lit up, and she was excitedly adamant about consulting her mom and dad. I chose for her a light blue dress with frills, matching Chloe's eyes. Chloe's family was very pleased and left the store. But the next day, Chloe's family visited the store again. I wonder if they forgot to buy something. I greeted them with a smile. "Welcome." Then, Chloe hugged me with tears in her eyes. Chloe's mother apologized to the surprised me.
I'm sorry. Chloe insisted on seeing you again.
Crying, Chloe said.
"I don't want to be away from Kevin."
Seeing this, her father made a proposal to me.
"Chloe seems to have taken a real liking to you. How about it? If you're up for it, would you become her dedicated nanny?"
A nanny. I tilted my head at the word I heard for the first time. Then the mother explained.
A nanny is a profession where you take care of children full-time. Babysitting is more casual and is often done by students for a short time.
The father continued.
"If you're willing, we'd like you to live with us. We might ask you to do some chores and hopefully teach her some Japanese. We'll pay you well."
Me. I was surprised, and the father continued.
"We often travel to different countries for work, and we have been making Mary feel lonely. We were thinking of hiring a dedicated nanny. However, if you become a nanny, you might not be able to return to the States easily."
I was confused, but seeing Chloe cleaning and crying reminded me of my younger siblings when they were little, and I couldn't refuse. "I understand. I'm at your service." After that, the days were tumultuous. I had the Murray family extend their 2-week stay in the States for work a little longer, quit my job, and hastily prepared for the long journey ahead. I reported to my family and quickly packed my bags since I was living at my parents' house. Then, a month later, I left the US. While studying for my child care certification online, I traveled the world as Chloe's nanny. And a year later, I obtained my child care certification. I can proudly call myself a nanny. As Chloe grew up, she became a model, influenced by her parents. When I told her I was leaving my job as a nanny, she pleaded, "I don't want anyone but Kevin. Be my manager." And so, I became Chloe's exclusive manager. Now, I'm still traveling the world with Chloe, who has become a model. Susan said with sparkling eyes.
I bet nannies earn a whopping salary, especially if the employing family is wealthy. I've seen it on international TV shows.
Christine also continued.
So you became her manager and must have made quite a fortune. Well done, Kevin.
Mike said with a disgruntled face.
A model's manager abroad. Can such things even be?
At that moment, there was a commotion at the entrance of the venue. Looking, a beautiful foreigner was anxiously searching for someone. Then, our eyes met sharply, and she quickly approached and hugged me.
Kevin, I really don't want to be alone. I'm joining the party.
I wanted you to wait in the hotel room because it will cause a huge uproar if Chloe comes, I said embarrassingly. Then someone shouted,
Hey, look, that's Chloe Monet, who also appeared in the Paris collection.
Yes, Chloe had become a world-famous model. However, just like a pet waiting for its owner, Chloe wouldn't leave my side. The sight caused a stir around. Mike said while trembling,
Could it be the one you're managing, eyes?
Yes, it's Chloe. Mike was astounded, his mouth agape. Then, seemingly dissatisfied, Chloe complained to me loudly as if to make sure everyone there could hear.
You're not just my manager. Tell everyone properly that I'm your girlfriend.
Those words resonated in astonishment throughout the venue. You didn't have to say it out loud. I became even more embarrassed, and Chloe puffed her cheeks and said,
Because, with so many beautiful and mature people around, I got worried.
It seems I have a weakness for Chloe. Sorry, everyone, for the disturbance. We will leave in a bit, so I hope it's okay if Chloe accompanies me. Everyone was excited by those words. After that, it seemed more like Chloe's debut party rather than a reunion. Next thing I knew, Mike was in the corner of the venue, discontentedly gulping down wine. As I approached Mike, he turned away and blurted out words in annoyance.
What's this? Pleased that you can show off your beautiful and famous girlfriend. You're always like this. You get what I want with these.
What you want? According to Mike, back in high school, he confessed his feelings to a girl who was considered the prettiest girl of his grade. However, it seems she turned him down, saying she couldn't date him because she liked him. He seems to have taken it to heart since then, competing in this weird rivalry. It's quite an inconvenient story, but when I explained that I had never actually been confessed to or dated that girl, Mike heavily hung his head in dismay.
What was that all about?
You know what they often say, a woman's heart and the autumn sky, right? When I said that, Mike, for the first time, genuinely laughed in front of me and agreed with a bright face.
That's true.
A few days later, while I was staying at my family's home, Mike invited me to dinner. When I got to the meeting place, Mike grinned.
Looks like she's not coming today.
She's spending time with my mom and siblings today. Plus, this seems to be all right. Pointing to the ring shining on my left ring finger, Mike, surprised, asked me,
What's going on with that?
Well, let's talk about it once we get inside the restaurant. Once we entered the diner, I explained the whole situation. Actually, after the reunion ended, she said, If I don't hurry, someone will snatch you up. Kevin, marry me. Hearing this, Mike nearly spit out his beer.
She proposed to you.
Yeah, it's not cool. I was planning to propose. Plus, I was dragged to buy an engagement ring the next day, labeled as a woman repeller. While I was scratching my head saying this, Mike burst into laughter.
Despite the age difference, you're completely under her thumb.
Mike, with his misunderstanding resolved, was unusually amicable. It felt good talking leisurely with a classmate after such a long time. I promised Mike to gather everyone for a drink the next time I come back to the States. And a year later,
Kevin, look. Beautiful, isn't it?
Chloe, twirling around in her wedding dress, showed it to me, and I smiled gently. Yeah, it's beautiful. Satisfied with my reply, Chloe entwined her arm with mine.
I decided to be your wife since the first time we met.
What, since then? Indeed, I was occasionally told by her that she would become my wife when she grew up, but I thought it was just what a young girl often says to her father and didn't take it seriously. Seeing my dumbfounded face, Chloe, with a burst of laughter, pulled my arm.
Come on, Kevin. The ceremony is starting.
Today is the wedding day. We had the ceremony in Hawaii. Mike was also there. Since then, Mike and I have been in frequent contact and became close friends. Back in high school, I never thought the day would come when I would invite Mike to my wedding. Surrounded by my lovely wife, friends, and dear ones, I'm happy. I'll probably be flying around the world again, but I feel I can make even more progress